bit when we get back to the grand finals. He is going to be waiting there in the wing and for a couple sets. But Sphynx and Holox getting their way underway right now, banning out the maps. We have Teros being played by Sphynx and Bryn being played by Holox. Of course, Bryn being just a solid all-around pick for the longest time, and Teros being an absolute powerhouse. You can't go wrong with either of these characters. And of course, we're going to get the map bans right now. I think we're probably going to see either Mammoth Fortress or hopefully Miami Dome. Nope. But it is going to be the other one that I, sort of predicted. I don't know. I said 2 maps. That's not really a prediction. That's like me hedging my bets a little bit.
Yeah, that's when there's 3 choices and you pick 2 of them.
See,
still pretty good.
At least I didn't get both of them wrong, though.
Yeah, exactly. Both of them starting off early with the unarmed recoveries, trying to hit the other one away from the weapon spawn. Now, we just saw a Bryn from Tiger. Holox now coming out with a Bryn as well. Sphynx, on the other hand, coming out with the Teros. We saw some Teros play in North America late on in the tournament from Stingray. Now, he had to swap off of that as it stopped kind of working for him. There is a weapon spawn on the field. Both players opting for the ones they have in their hand. Hammer from Sphynx, axe from Holox.
Holox making the approach. He's going to lose that axe, missing the weapon throw. And now it's Sphynx able to turn things around. The double Sair going to take the KO off onto the left side. That was from an orange health deficit, too. So that's really, really early. And that's not really something that Holox can even really afford to take here. Now he's going to have to deal a lot of damage trying to get the situation reversed back onto Sphynx, because Holox did have a pretty solid start to this game. Things were relatively even, but Sphynx was able to turn it around in only a couple hits, which is kind of what you expect when you play Teros. You have those 2 heavy weapons. You have a lot of strength behind it. You're going in and you're looking for damage. Holox able to find that KO, not taking too much damage in the meantime. This is going to be the exact position he wants to be in.
Weapon spawn's going to come in. Sphynx is able to grab that one. Holox was all the way on the right side of the stage. Sphynx was closer to the center, so he was definitely closer to the left, which is where that weapon spawn came in. If it came in on the right side, that might have been a tough sell for Sphynx to grab that one. Out comes the D-Light Sair. Falls down, goes for the neutral air. Doesn't end up hitting that one. Sphynx had the dodge, and he threw it. No follow-up after the weapon toss. Picked it back up and just kind of waited to see what Holox was going to do. Maybe try and grab a dodge so he can go for some big plays.
Nice coach pitch right there, finding the downlight stop from the Hammer. Now Holox making his way back over to the field. Getting the spear in hand is going to be just slowly building up damage. It's going to be a miss and a punish from Sphynx. That's going to be the dodge through on the weapon throw. And just, just this little gravity cancel side light, a very, very good option. It doesn't find those KOs in the same way that, say, a gravity cancel downlight breakdance or a haymaker does. But that little kit comes out very quickly and can really disrupt people's jumping paths to get back to the stage.
Yeah, he basically had that GC sidelight for free because you saw the weapon toss go out. I don't even know if that would have hit him. It would have been close either way. And the dodge came out from Holox, so he got that gravity cancel sidelight for free. The dodge did come off of cooldown again before Holox died, and he was actually closer to the wall than I would have expected, but he couldn't quite get there in time before he fell after all his movement options were gone. Neutral light comes out from Sphynx. The weapon toss again. Holox swipes the weapon right out from under him. We still got ourselves a game here, ladies and gentlemen. Holox still a little bit far behind, further behind than he was the last time he took a stock. He was about at 50 damage. Now he's about at 100 damage, maybe even more, 120 after that neutral light came out from Sphynx. A neutral light again puts Holox in the red.
Uh-oh.
Holox going for the big plays.
Oh, he almost finds the downlight. If he found that and hit that ground pound right after, that would have been the dirtiest turnaround, because we know where Holox is at right now. He's still at a damage deficit, but that brought him back so much. And now Holox, he'll still die in probably one good side air, which is something that Sphynx is probably going to be looking for. That, a neutral light, or maybe even a signature move, although we haven't really seen that too much from him. We are going to see the pop-up right out of the side light, the recovery, but Holox almost turned that around, and that offstage gimp attempt was very nearly just a complete shift in the narrative for the set between these two.
Yeah, Holox played that really well. It was very dangerous to go for that unarmed Gimp on the edge. He ended it with that GC D-Light, which was a hard read to the left side. He kind of bet a lot on that because it did burn his dodge, put it on that in-air cooldown, but he was able to get back to the main platform. And I think that put the fear of God in Sphynx. Like, he played considerably more worried after that. I think that gave Holox some confidence as well, so he could play into that fear onto Sphynx a little bit better.
Honestly, though, I mean, talking about like it being a major gamble, that's very true because that could have backfired at any moment. However, at that point, when you're down that much, it's those gambles that you really do have to take because otherwise, playing safe like this has been losing for him at this point. And that very nearly was very successful. So, ooh, that was not successful. For
Two
Holox.
KOs now that Sphynx has grabbed with axe recoveries. You saw him grab it at the end of the last game, or near the end of the last game. He picked one up, and then he also picked one up just now, this time waiting for it rather than going for the immediate read off of like a sidelight nair.
Windmill coming in from off stage. Holox making the approach. Looking for just any sort of hit right now, and he's having a lot of trouble finding a connection. Sphynx with all the control as well. The neutral lights coming out. He's looking for a pickup. Or neutral lights in a row, and none of them hit.
Ooh, goes for the weapon toss wide. Expected Holox to back up a little bit. Go deeper into the push-off column. Nice little cleanup there. But still, Holox is finding himself at basically the same deficit that he did before. That neutral air, gonna put him further into yellow, and the sidelight from Sphynx's hammer knocked him into the orange. So again, 100 damage behind. There's the sidelight. See if Holox can even up this damage. He's doing a good job by just corner poking with the sidelight. Or the neutral light coming out on that spear. See if a weapon toss goes down. There is a spot on the stage. It is. Weapon toss goes down. Another one. Keep going for it. No. Goes for the ground pound. Pulls out of it. Oh no! Holox bumps his head.
You've got to be kidding me. After that amazing dodge, after the down air, coming in clutch, just barely tapping the most bottom portion, the bottom, the last pixel down on that wall. He gets around, makes his way to the other side of the stage to still survive.
Brutal. Oh,
and he
no.
just bonks his head.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Sphynx completely runs away with that game. After the head bonk, Holox just falls apart.
I mean, I have no words. You can see it here in the replay. That is the most... I mean, the thing that I'm reminded about the most is the dough brain head bonk from, you know, a long time ago on Miami Dome. You can still find it. If you haven't, I mean, I'm sure everyone here is on Discord. If you just search Brawlhalla into the GIFs, you can see the dough brain head bonk. It's immortalized. So that
top 5 BH head bonks of all time. Actually, no, top 2 BH head bonks of all time, and it's not 2.
That's very true. Oh, good lord.
We're going into this game 3 here. Sphynx up 2-0 in a very good spot.
I can only hope for Holox's sake that this game does not go the same way as last game. Even halfway. Sphynx has been absolutely brutalizing Holox so far. Only one game away from making it into the losers finals to face off against. Oh, I already forgot. Wow, my brain is all over the place. I've been super busy recently. I have to apologize for that.
What happens? Everybody makes mistakes. We're not computers. We're human.
I mean,
I don't know. Holox might be a computer after that. That was a beautiful GC. Insig.
Really
There's
nice.
the dare. Tries to read high. Sphynx stays low.
Making the approach from across the stage, looking for the down airs. Finds one, doesn't find the follow-up side air. Holox going to make his approach, going to look for it. That down light pickup. He finds one, and that's going to be the KO with the side air coming right out of that combo starter. And Holox getting a little bit of an advantage here to start things off in game number 3. Holox is going to have to expand on this quite a bit because he doesn't have too much left in the set. This is the last game for him to keep himself alive, and then he's got to do it one more time just to push it to game number 5. So he's got his work really cut out for him, but he looks like he's playing a lot hotter right now. Taking the side air to the face, still getting a little bit of bonus damage in there. Not going to be too much, of course. Holox, though, making his way back over to Sphynx, trying to get that weapon pickup. Does find the spear, so this is going to be an opportune time for him to try to expand this lead. But a few hits from Sphynx is all it's going to take. He is playing that terror stick. We were talking about it before. That damage really does come out very quickly if you're not paying attention.
Now he is in the orange. Weapon toss comes out. You can see Holox still in the white. Hasn't been knocked into the yellow, so he's under 50 damage on the stock, and he's building up on Sphynx. Oh, goes for the GC D-Sig. You've seen him go for several options out of the sidelight nair, one of which being the recovery. He's gone for the ground pound. Now he's gone for the GC D-Sig. That would have been a big play. The side air comes out. Weapon toss goes high. Holox finds line of sight right as he's coming over the platform, hits the recovery. There's the D-Light Sair. Holox continues this lead. This is the best we've seen him play so far.
And he's actually been pretty hot with it recently, too. So I was kind of surprised at the reaction to the first 2 games from him. So he's actually been pretty hot on it recently. And his first stock in the first game that he took was actually pretty solid. And he's actually warmed up quite a bit as well right now. His movement, his options are connecting, and he's getting a lot of bonus damage out right now. Sphynx actually very, very close to the red. Holox is going to lose the stock, but he's actually still got a pretty considerable lead right now. Also, I remembered who it was. It was Dolan. I'm very sorry, Dolan. I'm so sorry.
I think he'll forgive you.
I hope he does.
I would forgive you. I'll never forgive Tiger for what he said, but I would forgive you there. Weapon toss goes down. Neutral light comes out. Sphynx fighting back here, putting out big chunks with those end lights. Gets away from the side light from Holox. Side air is going to send Sphynx off screen. He's going to have to burn a lot to get back. Dodge comes up. He stays low. Oh, that's not good.
That looks like it's going to be it for that stock, and Holox keeps himself 1 game alive longer. So that victory is going to keep him alive here. And look at that damage difference. That's 632 to 480 damage taken. So that is quite a bit of a difference there from the first 2 games. Actually playing out of his mind right there. So Sphynx is going to have his number up if Holox has found his adaptation, if he's locked in on the weaknesses of Sphynx, and he has found what he needs to take those victories, that catalyst, then we might be seeing a completely different set now. But we'll have to see how this game plays out.
Now we're going back to Mammoth Fortress. Same map we played previously. Both players have now won on this map after last game. Neutral light comes out. Good spot dodge from Holox. He then responds with a neutral light of his own. Definitely in the lead here. Holox in a good spot early on in this game. Weapon toss comes out. Disarm. Neutral light answers from Sphynx. There is a weapon on the field. Holox grabs it.
Ooh, I was really expecting a recovery right there. The recovery, Holox found the vector to avoid the hit there from the recovery. Not the second time where that actually KO'd him, but the first one when they were floating above the stage. And I was actually expecting some kind of counterattack there to force a little bit more pressure and get a bit more damage on the Sphynx because it was a prime opportunity. That's a very interesting decision by him.
Sphynx still controlling this game. The damage build's coming out from Holox. But again, every time Holox has been behind, he's lost the game. Now that does sound kind of obvious, but it's Sphynx taking the lead early on. Even as small as like 50 damage, we've seen Sphynx hold on to that lead. So it's like whoever grabs the lead in the very beginning on the first stock, they tend to hold on to it in this set of Holox versus Sphynx. Oh, what a slow punish there. That's now 2 really slow punishes that Holox has come out with. Before it was a spear side signature early on in this game, and now it was that. Man, that was slow. It's like he wanted to wait, expecting maybe a jump coming out from Sphynx rather than punishing straight away, which he could have done.
I think he's doubting himself. He's got the options in hand. He's got the timings in front of him, and he's expecting a little bit of something else, maybe waiting for another opportunity, another punish, maybe something a little bit more optimal. But dropping damage is not the healthiest thing in the world. So taking these opportunities, especially when Sphynx is able to find so much against them, he needs to take whatever he can find. The scoop off the top is going to put Holox 1 stock left against elimination. Sphynx 2 stocks, and he's barely out of the yellow right now. Holox is not looking good right now, but he has to really pull himself together and just take this dub before it is too late.
Now, other than that unarmed edge guard that we saw earlier on from Holox, we haven't really seen him make any really big plays. So the fact that he's so far behind at this point, man, that D-Sig almost KO'd. I thought it was gonna. Sphynx did too. He even taunted. All right, Holox needs to chill with the GPs on the side. Even the recovery is going to put you into a lot of recovery frames. There's the D-Sig. Sphynx takes it 3-1 with 2 stocks still on the board that game.
That was actually a lot closer in the last set than it looked, but Sphynx really took that whole set down and really dominated in the last game. Closed it out 3-1 and is going to be going up against Dolan here, picking out that Black Knight again, of course. And of course you see that right there, just the unfortunate neutral light that came out. I think he was expecting the dash through. Like, that Holox was actually going to throw out the neutral light immediately, try to get that punish as soon as he got back to the ground. And so I think there was a little bit of an expectation to avoid that, but the turnaround cost him dearly. And